Okay, for today's bad idea, I am going to try to activate Greenleaf, or is it Greenloaf? There's two different, Gaia says Greenloaf and Soda Map says Greenleaf. So Green something mountain here in the gorge. I kind of can't even believe that I'm allowed here with my car. Like, the road up here to get here is so bad that the first route I tried to attempt, there was a tree blocking my way and there was a white pickup truck up there, and the white pickup truck was stuck, and they couldn't figure out how to engage their four-wheel drive. They said they had been there since 10 in the morning, and it was at that time 5 o'clock p.m. So they'd been there all day, and it had manual locking hubs on the front, and I just happened to, and so they tried to have it in four-wheel drive. They could only get the rear wheels to spin, and they couldn't get it out of there. There was a tow truck that was about to try to pull them out. He wasn't looking forward to it. And then I was like, yeah, when you lock the, I just happen to know that when you lock manual hubs, you need to let the truck roll about 10 feet and then they'll engage. And so I said, let it roll 10 forward, 10 feet, and engaged, and they couldn't have been happier. So there we go. A piece of extremely specific knowledge came in handy for once. All right, the pathway, I happened to see on Soda Map, somebody said something about white and blue tape marking the path, and I saw these two little rocks here sitting on this tree, and I can see some tape up there. So this is the obscure pathway to the top of this. This is going to be an interesting little bushwhack type journey up to the top of this if I make it. We'll see. I haven't really been moving around a lot today. I'm kind of out of shape right now, to be honest. But again, this is definitely one of those, like, the roads are like under the power lines and stuff, and I'm like, I would have thought they would have been gated off, but they're not gated. There were no signs, and my viewpoint on this is, if I shouldn't be somewhere, you shouldn't let me do that. So if you don't want me driving into a road, don't let me drive that road. Yeah, somebody's marked this with trail tape. That's good to see. Not too bad of a path so far. All right, well, we'll see how this goes. It feels like I'm kind of up on ridge. I need to pay attention to my GPS now. Okay, well, so far so good. This is what I would call very light bushwhacking. There is a like 90% evident path. It would be, the only thing that makes it not a trail is that there's no like corridor cut and maintained through the vegetation, and no contouring. Other than that, it works as a trail. Like, as long as you can see, you'll be able to find it. Now that's my other issue. It's 6:08 p.m. Sunset's probably around 8:30, so I do have to work somewhat, let's just say efficiently, because I don't want to try to navigate this pathway in the dark. But as you can see, not a bad pathway really. It obviously gets some foot traffic. That's nice. What's this? That's interesting. This is a, like, it's not that old. It's a floor for something, or I don't know what it is, but it's not rotten enough to be super old, so that's interesting. Also, I'm starting to think this was an established trail at some point. Let's see what Soda Goat says, huh? Of course, this keeps me honest. Select a summit. I am within the activation zone. How about that? All right. Well, let's find somewhere I want to activate from. Bushes are good usually. That means, I kind of actually, like, look at that. Oh, hey. Humans have done stuff up here. Let's see if there's a view before I start grinding away. That's another one of the tricks. Getting yourself somewhere where you're not in the wind. Not even so much for the antennas as for the microphone, honestly. Because I'm doing SSB, so it helps not to have wind noise behind me. I think I'll go over to that other spot. I liked it. And this is part of the process. I'm doing a fair amount of reconnaissance when you get to your activation zone. All right, so here's my setup. I've got my unun for the end-fed half wave up there in the tree. I just don't want to get up right now because I'm sitting on my sit pad. Got my radio right here. I have the battery that runs everything, and then I got I added this little guy. It's a little USB charger, so I can keep my phone charged while I'm logging. And then the wire goes here up into that tree, and then out and away. You know, 20 meters of wire is a lot of wire. Anyway, let's go ahead and activate. Let's go ahead and activate this peak.
Kilo Delta 7, Quebec Oscar Whiskey, CQ Soda.
Kilo 7, India Charlie Charlie.
Kilo 7, India Charlie Charlie, QSO.
Yeah, roger that. I'm operating portable here in Southwest Oregon. I hear you about at 5.7.
All right, thanks for the 5.7. Well, you're 20 over 5.9, so you're doing great for operating portable. QSO?
Nice. Yeah, I just have a little homebrewed antenna about 20 feet up in the air, and running 100 watts out of my pickup truck, camped out up in the mountains.
All right, okay, 100 watts is good. Yeah, I'm doing 10 watts into an end-fed half wave that's kind of strung up in the trees.
Yeah, roger that. I wouldn't mind turning my power down and seeing how you can hear me, over.
All right, yeah, go ahead, try it.
How about now? Can you hear me now? That's 11 watts.
Yeah, you're down to a 5.9, but I can still copy. All right, 5 watts, it's getting hard to pick you out over the noise floor.
Nice. Well, hey, that's great that even works. I'm a new ham, so this is all new to me. Whereabouts are you?
I am in Southwest Washington. I'm on a mountain that is just on the north side of the Columbia River.
Oh, okay, roger that. I'm about 20 miles west of Grants Pass, Oregon.
Awesome, awesome. Well, thank you for taking the call.
That 7-3, good luck.
Thanks in 7-3, Kilo Delta 7, Quebec Oscar Whiskey, CQ Soda. There's a couple things I want to talk about that went really well with this. So I just have this little 3 amp hour battery right here. I just have this little 3 amp hour LiPo. And so I made a little splitter here, and I'm using this USB charging thing, this little USB charger that I got off of Amazon for cheaper than, it was cheap enough I didn't pay attention to the price. Anyhow, that has kept my phone topped up the whole time, and that's been wonderful because I use my phone for logging. So if you use your phone for logging, consider getting one of these, because it's easier to carry this little device than it is to carry an entire extra power bank when all you need to do is just keep your phone topped up while you're using it. As usual, the IC-705 worked great. I love using this radio. It's so user-friendly. I can't believe it. End-fed half wave seems to work fine. I don't know. You know, it's like you get losses in feed line, you get losses in transformers. I can lose 20% of my power in the feed line, I can lose 20% of the transformer. So I'd rather just go with the end-fed half wave. This would have been a very hard setup to pull off with the linked dipole. So I'm glad I brought the half wave, and now I am a convert to that type of antenna. So with that, great. I better get down before I get in trouble. This activation was a success. I've got 5, 6, 7 total QSOs. It was a little bit difficult, kind of a grind. I got like 1 on HF, on when I spotted on summits on the air, and then I got 2 more on HF after or 3 more on HF after I switched over to Parks on the air, and then I got 3 on FM. So I used 658 2-meter FM to do the rest of the summit activation. So the HF bands are a little bit challenging tonight, and probably there aren't as many ears out there as I need to activate the summit fully. But overall, the end-fed half wave worked. Again, 10 watts worked. I mean, it wasn't ideal, but it was much lighter setup to carry. So it is now 7:22. It is supposed to start raining tonight. I can feel the wind picking up, although look at that. I can see Mount Adams. I doubt you'll be able to see it on the camera, but Mount Adams just popped out, which is pretty cool. But anyhow, I can feel the wind picking up and the temperature dropping, and I need to get down and make sure that I can get out of here in a timely fashion. So awesome possum. This was great. Greenleaf Peak is now activated.